Hello and welcome back to These Blind Eyes 6580. I know it's been a few days since I put out a video. I'm working on an economics video about unemployment. It's going to be a PowerPoint presentation that I film actually because there's a lot of things that people don't know about unemployment. And I got a degree in economics, so I figured I'd share. However, I messed up on a couple things, so I just scrapped what I was doing. Sometimes it's easier to start over than to try to find all mistakes, because when dealing with mathematics, sometimes mistakes are built. If you make a mistake early on mathematically, even if the rest of the calculations are correct, it's based off that mistake. So rather than backtracking to find it, start over. So I've been also wanting to do some fitness videos and stuff. It's been a little bit slow on that because I'm still trying to figure out how to rig up my camera in regard to being able to demonstrate certain exercises that not everybody's familiar with, such as the overhead push press. It's not exact. The gyms aren't exactly camera friendly as far as setting stuff up for that. So I don't exactly have somebody to sit and film for me. So today I figured I'd talk about priorities at the gym, because you'll watch all these different fitness channels and everybody argues over whether you should be doing CrossFit or bodybuilding or powerlifting, and powerlifters think that bodybuilders are a bunch of pussies because they can't push a lot of weight, and bodybuilders think that powerlifters are pussies because they're strong and they're big, but they ain't been able to see their abs since they were a kid, and both of them don't really like CrossFit, and CrossFit don't like them. And so it's, to me, when it comes down to it, you do what you want. It depends on the results you want to get. If you want to get strong, then you power lift. If you want to get cut, and a combination of being big and cut, defined, then you do bodybuilding. If you're just wanting to have insane conditioning, which will get you cut with what you got, but it's not going to put mass on you. Don't kid yourself. Those guys that are huge, that are winning freaking CrossFit events, they're the exception to the rule. Most guys are freaking small and very lean, and like they look shredded because they don't weigh a lot. They're weighing 160 pounds when they're 5'9", 5'10", So of course they're going to be shredded. So it depends on what you want. Uh, I've kind of hit a wall right now with what I want. I like push presses, overhead push presses. It's not a strict form military press, and it's not a jerk that's part of the clean and jerk, the Olympic lift, where you're throwing a leg back to make yourself even lower. It's right in the middle. So you do give it a bounce off, like from your chest. You give it a little bit of a bounce when you go up, but you're not like throwing yourself under it, and you're not sitting there strict form. So it's right in the middle. I like it because, to me, it's very functional. It's very functional for sports, especially in regard to either football or wrestling. So if you got kids that are wanting to do sports, the overhead push press will help them immensely, because it teaches explosion, for one. For two, it teaches using every part of your body together. You're not just sitting in isolated moves. That's why I, at this point in time in my life, don't want bodybuilding, because bodybuilding's isolated movements. It isolates muscle groups, and that's what's going to give you the cut look, shredded look, stuff like that. I don't care about that right now. I want the functionality. I still don't know if I'm ever going to wrestle again or not. So I want functionality just in case. And push presses are excellent for that. So right now, ever since I shattered my arm back in December of 2012, right before I did, I set a personal record for myself at 260 pounds on the push press. Not that great for a heavyweight. Now, granted, it's better than a lot of people, because a lot of people don't do the push press, so whatever. And that, obviously, you're going to be better at something if other people don't do it, so common sense. Anyways, since I've shattered my arm, I just exploded. I got my push presses up to a new all-time PR of 295. I'm right on the edge of 300. Still have not gotten it yet. As far as any kind of reps, my best, I've gotten 5 sets of 5 with 256, and I've gotten 5 sets of 2 with 272. But I'm hitting a wall, and a lot of it is because I've exploded on bench press. Bench press is another one of those that is not very functional. I mean, if you're into football and you play on the line, then I can see wanting to be able to do some high rep bench press because you're going to be pushing play after play after play. I can understand that. Other than that, it's just not functional. Yeah, you look tough if you got a big chest. People are like, wow, you must be strong. But functionality, it doesn't have a whole lot of point or purpose to it, But this is the catch, I've never really pushed myself on bench, but I finally got a lifting partner, and which you need a spot if you're going to push yourself on bench. And my bench exploded. I've hit 5 sets of 5 with 300. I've hit 5 sets of 3 with 320, 337.5 for 5 sets of 2. I set 2 all-time PRs in one day at 375 and 385 for 1 rep maxes. So it's hard when you're exploding with results in the gym. It's hard to not focus your energy into it. But one thing I've noticed is I hit a wall with bench, and so my partner and I have been changing it up for bench. And his goals aren't exactly the same as mine, but that's what makes a good partner, is somebody that you can work with each other and help each other without having the same goals. That's the definition of a good partner. Aside from the obvious, somebody who actually shows up. I've had a lot of trouble with that, so I'm definitely glad I got a good buddy that's actually showing up to the gym. But since we've changed it up, I'm not getting as much rest between my bench and my push presses as I once was. And there for a while, my bench was actually helping out my push press, but it isn't anymore because my shoulders are just too fatigued. My shoulders are just too fatigued by the time I'm doing push presses. And so today I was going for a 1 rep max with 300 on push press again. It's the third time I've tried the 1 rep max with 300, and it was my worst performance. And so for me, since that's my priority, I need to change my bench back to what I was doing before, where it was actually helping me, and I need to drop weight so my shoulders aren't as fatigued. You need to decide what you want to do and focus around that. It's not that you can't do other stuff. And I'm used to just doing push presses. That's the only thing I've done for shoulders. Now, granted, bench, flat, incline, decline, it all helps work your shoulders. But as far as like the day I do push presses, that's it. And that's all I've done. I haven't done military press, which is strict form. And so today I did so bad, I cut the number of attempts that I gave my 1 rep max attempts. And I did a little bit of military press to see where I was. And this should tell you how long it's been since I've done military press. The last time I did anything as far as 1 rep max, I got 185 for strict form. Today I got 205, 210, 215, 220, and then 225. So my strengths exploded just because of my push presses. But I need to start doing the strict form as well. Because I noticed in my technique, I have trouble with the follow through, with pushing all the way through. So the strict form is going to help me. My point is, I need to work around what my priorities are in the gym. If you're not focusing on your priorities, you're not going to get the results you want. I want to be able to hit a minimum of 315 on a push press. I'm at 295. I'm 20 pounds away from that target. If I don't focus my other stuff around my push presses, like doing front squats instead of back squats, things like that, doing deadlifts just to get more explosion and power. If I don't focus everything around what my goal is, I'm not going to achieve that goal. So you need to decide what's important to you. What are the results that you're wanting to get at the gym? Screw what other people are doing. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter what they think, because guess what? You're not there for them. If you are, you're there for the wrong reasons. You should be there for you. So I hope, I know I got into more explanation as far as my personal priorities with the push presses, than maybe what you guys want, but I hope it explains to you a little bit and helps you out in regard to how to set your priorities, figure out what you want to do, focus your workouts around how to improve that or get the results that you want. So if you have any specific questions, if you feel like I left anything out, anything you'd like to know, don't hesitate. I mean, you can obviously leave comments, but don't hesitate to email me directly. You know, send me questions. I'll email you back, personally as soon as I get the email and see it. I'll send you an answer, provided I know the answer. If I don't, I'll look it up, or I'll just tell you I can't find it, don't know. You're on your own. But I've worked out a long time. I've done a lot of training with wrestling. I mean, I got to go to Romania when I was 16 and train with their national team for 2 months for Greco-Roman wrestling. I've competed in the U.S. Opens, didn't win anything, but I competed. I showed up and I competed, So I know what I'm doing as far as training in a lot of areas. I'm not trying to be arrogant about it. It's just I've had experience. I'm the type that surround myself by people that know what they're doing. People who are stronger than me and who are better than me. That's how you make yourself better. You don't make yourself better by going and lifting with people who are so much weaker than you that that's just sucking yourself off. That's all it is. Find somebody that's better than you and stronger than you. Learn from them. Those are the people to learn from. You're not going to learn anything from people who are way weaker than you are, typically speaking, But like I said, I've tried to surround myself by people that know what they're doing, and I've learned from them. So I feel like even though I do not have a certification as far as personal training, I didn't spend a weekend sitting and taking the online course, but I have a lot of experience with it. So I feel like I can answer your questions. Anyways, feel free to email me. It's littlemb6580@gmail.com. That's LITTLE, M as in Mike, B as in Bravo, 6580 @gmail.com. Until next time.